All right, good afternoon, everyone. So we are working on side control escapes this week. All right, so from our bottom position here, we talked yesterday about creating frames. So what was going to happen is, and this is oftentimes like something that I hit in transition. It's not something that I like to use straight away. It's like something that I kind of like fiddle with as I'm transitioning. And it usually ends up happening is somebody passes and both my hands are out of position. Usually it's the hand that's closest to the arm where I'm like this position here, or worse yet, she happens to clamp down on top of my arm like so. This is worse for me as far as like defending my neck. I only have one hand up at the top here, and if she's fast to her attack, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble because I'm basically fighting with one arm to protect my neck. However, we can turn a bad situation into a good one. The funny thing about this is this position right here is actually it's not great for me, but it's not terrible for me either. The reason being is that I now all of a sudden have an underhook, so I can start to turn towards my partner and make it difficult for her. Now remember, I did say, and I'm not saying that I'm not changing my mind mid thought. This is bad for me. This position is not great for me, and it's even worse because my hand is trapped. But we have to make something good out of something bad here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn onto my side, and I'm going to start lifting my arm here. So I'm turning towards my partner. So my feet come up next to my butt here. I'm turning towards my partner. I'm almost turning in here, and I'm starting to bring this arm up. Now, separating my elbow from my body is rarely a good idea. I have to do this in order for me to start to mount my escape. And we're going to move a little bit here so you guys can see what I'm going to do. But the thing that I have to be aware of is that when I start separating my arm from my body here, is that bad things can happen to me. Like she can attack my arm, she can whizzer, she can do all kinds of different stuff. That's not necessarily, I just have to be aware that my arm is exposed. That's all. I just have to be aware that my arm is exposed, and if I start to feel her start to go after my arm at all, I have to be able to come back here and bring my elbow back to the floor. So from here, I'm turning into my partner and I'm coming up. Now my bottom elbow, I'm going to come up onto my elbow, and I'm going to look to cup my hand on the outside of her knee. And we should actually move a little bit here. We're going to move in this way. So from here, this hand, I'm going to look to cup her knee, and this, I come up onto this elbow and cup her knee, and this arm, remember, I'm coming up. So I'm turning in, I'm coming up, I'm starting to turn, I'm getting my bottom elbow underneath me. Getting my bottom elbow underneath me. Once I get my elbow underneath me, I then cup her knee here, and now I'm going to belly down and drive up into it. So I belly down and drive up in, I pass the legs, and I have switched the position. Now, this is definitely a lower percentage escape. However, what it can do, it can set up space between you and your partner, which then in turn can get you start working on a different escape. So this is just a great little tool to have if you get caught in this position. And as a white belt, I used to get caught here often. As a black belt, I do get caught here occasionally. But I'm like, the minute my hand is like this, I immediately start turning in. Like I've done it so much to this point now that I don't even really think about it. I just kind of, this is how I initiate my escape if someone happens to get into side control and my arm is underneath. So once again, I have my frame here. This is not, I'm not depending on this a ton. I'm just using this to help me turn and keep her from smashing me completely into a little flat pancake here. So this hand comes up. Remember, I'm turning towards my partner. This hand comes up. Bottom elbow starts to come out underneath here. I find the knee. And from here, I belly down and turn up into my partner and pass the legs. If this works If this works well, I end up in side control. If this works poorly, it's possible that I could end up in half guard or guard. Either way, I was on bottom and ended up on top. That's awesome. There is no points exchange in this at all because it is a positional reversal and not a sweep. I need to use my legs in order to get a sweep, which means I need to be in half guard or guard. I need to have a half guard or guard established in order to use my legs. You have questions on this?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's have you scoot that way just a little bit, please. All right, very good. So here, so raise this arm up. Yep, there you go. Yep, come up onto your elbow. You're coming up onto this elbow. You're cupping this knee, and now you're gonna turn your hips over, and you're gonna drive up into me. This knee is big and cupped. If I go like this, you're not taking me over. So that's why you're cupping my knee. There you go. Good. Other way. You're gonna go more. You're gonna come around this way because you're coming into my guard here.
Okay,
If
so
I'm on my side and I'm facing you, you're coming into my guard because I can bring my knees up to my chest.
So I'm gonna walk around.
So you're gonna bring your chest down onto the top of my thigh here, and you're gonna circle. There you go. Good. Now when I need to turn, I need to actually flatten out and give you side control. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because you end up if we wind up here and I'm in a fetal position, you haven't technically passed my guard yet, and this is actually more difficult because I'm like protecting this position. It's not obviously this isn't good for self-defense or anything like that, but it's more difficult to get to pass someone's guard when they're here versus coming around the backside where it's easier.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's try again. So raise this arm up. There you go. Good. Now drive in. Good. Keep your chest down. Circle, circle. Very nice. Good job. Very good. Excellent. No worries. All right. So that is one of our side control escapes. It's I don't necessarily know if that has a name, but I like that a lot. It's kind of like a wrestler switch, sort of, kind of. But I like it a lot. I use it often, and it works too. Well, I say I use it often. I use it when someone gets me in side control and my arm is pinned. It's like one of those go-to moves that I have that I like a lot. So we are normally here Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We had family emergency come up, so we will not be streaming again until next Wednesday, the 27th, I believe is the date. Nothing, no one's hurt, nothing life-threatening or anything like that. Just family emergency's got to be taken care of. So thank you guys for joining us. We will be back in a week.
Thank you guys so much for being here. I will try to do a yoga stream sometime this weekend. However, if I can't make it on at all, which is definitely possible, definitely check out. We have a ton of videos. You guys can review them. The yoga practices are also great, and you guys can go back and find which ones worked for you and which ones didn't. Definitely smash that like button if you liked this content. Subscribe to our channel so you can see whenever we're posting and streaming. And of course, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Heart and Soul BJJ. Also, right down in the description, there's a Discord link. Click that. We would love to have you as part of our fitness family. Of course, we'd be more than happy to video chat with you, watch what you guys are doing to help tune up any of your technique and work on anything you guys are trying to figure out.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next Wednesday.